Hello everyone, this is Benjamin Ramirez. I haven't made a video in a while. This is a 3-hour tournament, so hopefully it's, covers some good material and also looking to see how much I improved. I haven't been doing many videos, just been learning. So I'm going to try to focus mostly on chess principles. Here, as you can see, there's 18 people total. I fall in the 10th, so not looking too good for me when it comes to ranking wise. I usually end up in tournaments that I play top 5, top 10%. I am not expecting that here. But I would like to see how well me focusing solely on the chess principles will help me here. I have been playing e4 openings. I will continue to do so. If any reason someone plays the Sicilian, I will be doing my opening that I've been creating. So it's been working pretty well for me, and I have no reason not to play it. So that will definitely be important for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it's very educational for you, and of course, I hope I do well. And I would like to see my improvement. After a while, I'm going to be watching my old videos and newer ones, and as I continue, I will definitely I hope I'm impressed with myself. My rating is still about the same because I haven't been playing much. So the volume up a little bit. A little bit of. All right, there you go. Just Alekine. I don't understand that one very much. Someone's a standard move. Probably should just not did that. Probably should just played knight to c3 just to defend my pawn for the concept of principles. Since I don't know the opening, why would I play it for him? I just realized that I shouldn't have done that. I've learned a little bit about this opening. I believe this is very standard. Sometimes some people play f4 for the 4-pawn attack, which grabs pretty much a lot of space. I'm considering it. The issue with 4 pawns, obviously moving the f-pawn weakens your king side a bit, but I feel like he won't be able to take advantage of that. I'm going to do it in case he tries to capture my e-pawn. So let's see how that works. I'm also using my chessboard because I haven't done that in a long time. I feel like I'm forgetting how to play chess on my chessboard, which is bad because I want to play actual live tournaments in person. So, alright. Simple developing move. He's attacking my C and D pawn. They're both defended once. The pawn in the center is being attacked twice. The E pawn is defended twice. I'm gonna defend 2 of my pawns at the same time, over defend them both. I was not expecting that. I was expecting bishop to G. I'm gonna see if he's gonna trade here. If he moves his bishop down 1, he basically just gave me an extra move. If he moves his bishop to G4, just basically give me extra tempo. So that's kind of what I expected. So my queen will be more centralized here. I need to try to gain as much space and so forth as possible. Knight or pawn. Knight or pawn. I'm thinking about the pawn. However, I feel like if I take it with my knight, I'm giving an opportunity for him to trade knights. But if I take off my knight, he can take my pawn, my D pawn. So that's no good. So I have to take off my pawn. Gotta weigh out my options here since I'm not used to this opening. Gotta actually think and figure out what I think is best. So far, it looks pretty good for me. I'm thinking about moving my b pawn up one. That way, when he moves his bishop, I'll just go to bishop a3 to trade him. Pawn up, move bishop, go there, trade. Maybe not. I'm thinking about it. If I might bishop to, let's see, g5, attacking his queen, forcing bishop to e7, kind of. Not really sure. I feel like I'm doing a little better. I'm not 100% sure, and I want to make sure that it stays that way. I don't want to make an unnecessary move. I have a little bit of a space advantage. I'm considering, let me see, if I go knight to c3, he has the option of pinning the knight or going there to e7. I'm not sure. If I go with c5, it'll block the bishop from coming down. He can move his knight to d5. I go to c3. I would definitely want to trade. If he takes mine, I take off my b pawn. And I can move it up. I think it would actually be better for me. I think this would help me strengthen my center more. If he goes to d5 with his, I think it would help me, because that's normally considered bad because it's a hole, but I believe it's defended properly. I can just capture it. The only bad thing with capturing it is centralize his queen. If he captures my piece, it helps me out. So I think the best thing for him is bishop to e7. So. Alright, so he's going to try to look to break that up. I didn't think or consider that at all. I was a little excited about the benefits that I thought I seen to consider anything else. So mentally, that's something I have to remember for the future. So it's good that I'm recording this for my own personal gain. And if you have that same issue as I do, then that's obviously, something to look at for yourself. Now, by itself, I can't simply allow him to capture, so I'm not sure what other moves might be good. Queen b5 might be okay, hacking the knight. He can easily defend. If my queen up and he blocks with his queen, I think I can overload his pieces. I'm not sure if I can. I don't have too much time to think, but I think I might be able to. So I'm gonna go over here. His bishop really has almost no place to go. So I was hoping to get more structure toward the center and kind of block his bishop in a bit. So this is definitely not sure how well this is gonna work, but I think it's okay. We'll be finding out very shortly, for sure. Okay, so he goes for that instead. Now with double knights there, I need to be mindful of any type of forks or attacks, fork attacks. Now, I might be able to go to a4. If he moves his pawn down, I can simply, I think it's a free pawn because he can't recapture because I'll have his rook. Can his knight attack my queen? And the answer is he can capture my knight, but I can recapture the pawn. So, okay, I think it's safe to go back one. I think it's safe. If he takes my c knight, I'll just take off my b pawn. Besides that, I don't see any other way he can try to attack my queen with his knight. Okay, he attacks that way. I will recapture, and I would be, if I get to my pawn up one soon, I'd be able to have a pretty decent center control. Right now it's defending my d pawn, so I'm not going to do that. Attack twice. No, that was a little weird. If I were to capture his queen, he can capture with his knight. If I do anything else, he gets my queen for free, pretty much. I think my whole structure got messed up here. I feel like I was trying to coordinate and attack my pieces together, and I don't think my pieces were really working out as well as I thought it was. Definitely gonna need some time to think about this. I feel like I have to capture, but I'm like really trying to think here about what else to do because I don't like the position of capturing that I'm gonna be in at all. I just don't like it because if I simply just capture, then if I simply just capture the queen, he'll capture back, and I lost a pawn, and I am not okay with that. And I'm not 100% sure if I have any other options or choices here. You know what? I think I can move down to d1. I think I can. I think that might be okay here. I lost a pawn, but I'm not interested in losing my pieces on top of that. I think I just remember that if I'm down a pawn, if I trade pieces at the end game, he would have an extra pawn, and that would only benefit him. So now I'd have to be mindful of trading pieces, so of how I'm going to be doing that. So I have to be very mindful of that, for sure. That's a mistake. Now I can trade pieces to my benefit. I think he just simply didn't see that. I think he was too much focused on my center. I'm not really sure what's good here. I think I should just castle to be safe. I don't want to get into any forks with my king and rook. So I'm just going to simply castle here. I'm already up an advantage in material. I'm also attacking the pawn, the f7 pawn. I didn't really think about it that way, but I'm already up in material, so my best bet is to be safe and make sure that I don't make a blunder and slowly beat him. I think is the best way to go about it here. So okay. I didn't use my chessboard at all. He takes, I take, he moves his rook back, I captured his rook, the queen goes back, I castle, and then F's, okay. I didn't look at my board at all. Okay. I see a check on C, if I go C6. I'm not sure if that's good or not. His pawn on E is undefended. The E pawn's undefended. I might be able to do something with that if I attack it. I'm gonna take his B pawn first. I'm gonna start trading pieces down, only because I have a small material advantage, and I think it will only benefit me to focus on that first before I try any positional stuff that I think might work. Gotta keep my material advantage. I can attack both his pawns at the same time, so I think I'll do that. He can't attack me with his bishop, and he can't attack me with his rook. The only piece is his queen, so trading them would be only beneficial to me. So he simply develops that. I don't know. I can't take the A pawn, and I can't take the G pawn. Taking the G pawn would open up possible attacks against my king. I can take both his pawns. Once I take the one, he has to defend his rook can only go to f8, then I take the other one. So that would be beneficial for me, but it'll mess up both our safety. I don't know. I'm gonna go for his pawn first, E pawn. Should I go for E pawn first? I have so many different choices here, and I'm very confused. I can take his A pawn, his A6 pawn, just for taking it. I can take his G and H pawn, but also open up files towards my king. I can move my A rook to E1, attacking his backward pawn, forcing. I'm gonna go for his pawn. I think 2 pawns is better. I'm being a little greedy here. I should be more safe, but I never turned down 2 pawns before, and I don't want to start right now. I definitely don't want to start now. So I'm gonna take this, and hopefully that doesn't mess me up at all. Okay. So he defends that way. I might be able to pin it. I'm not sure if I want to pin his rook or not. If I pin his rook, queen g6, I might be able to move my rook to f3 and then my a rook to f1. He can move the pawn down 1. If I want g pawn up, he can't take if I take. I think I can launch an attack. Move queen at g6. I think I can launch an attack using the pin and double rooks. Well, he unpinned it. So I think I want to continue what I thought. Rook to f3. I'm going to see if I can pile up on there. I'm a lot more confident now that I'm have an advantage. I was very unsure earlier. Now I'm like, now that I have an advantage, I know what I need to do to keep the advantage, you know. Okay, he's defending. He is defending. I think I should keep my plan. I think it's okay. I don't see anything. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think my G pawn will do the trick unless I see something else. The G4. D5 can actually open up his king. I mean, if he tries to take my pawn, his king's more exposed. If he moves it down one, then yeah, I think D5 is probably the best thing here. I think I can force his pieces into a bad situation. So okay, I was not expecting that. I wasn't even thinking about that. I don't want to move my attack backwards. Maybe I can repin. Queen to h7, rook blocks, queen to h4. And if he moves it up, repin it. That might be okay. I might be able to repin him. Check. If he moves his queen, then obviously I just recapture. So that would have been a bad idea for him. Repin him. So let's repin him. Okay, he does not want to repin. Taking pawns is okay. Okay. Now. Not 100% sure. I'm thinking I want to call it check. I'm going to try to move him around a bit. I'm not 100% sure what to do here. My time's running low, and I don't want to lose on time, obviously. So I just want to find ways to trap him in. I can call it check and take his pawn if he blocks with the pawn. He does not, so I'll just take it. I don't want to lose on time, but I also don't want to blunder, so I need to make sure everything I do is okay. I think this is better. I don't like the corner idea, but I don't want his queen checking me if I put in a light square. I know he doesn't have a light square bishop, but his queen can act like one. This is rough. I don't even feel like I'm winning anymore. I'm not 100% sure what to do here. I'm gonna move my rook over. and hopefully I can do something soon with that. My chessboard was not exactly the same as this board, so that can help. That definitely added to my confusion. I can try to do a trap right here. Move my rook down to e8. That would be okay. Nice tactic here. He moves over, getting ready for checkmate against me, and won. So obviously I can't allow something like that to happen. I still have my check, which I can do. I'm not sure what's, and I have my other rook there. So if he moves the king up, I can call check and take his rook, and that would prevent his checkmate ideas. Definitely do that. So I think rook to d7 would be best. Trade rooks. That stops his checkmate ideas. I wasn't sure how to checkmate. Oh, right here. Nice game. Wasn't 100% sure how to checkmate him, but I definitely did not want to lose like that. That was a pretty good game, just simply on trying to focus on principles. I think I made a few mistakes. I'm not 100% sure what they were. I'll go over that afterward. I'll go back to tournament, and I'm gonna oh wow, 8 wins. Oh wow, somebody not 8 wins but 8 points already. Somebody's tearing it up today. Let's set the board up. Not that I was doing pretty good until I seen the score. Well, I shouldn't be too discouraged. Most people in this tournament have higher rating than I am, so. But like I said, just focus on the chess principles. It was a pretty clean game. He made one mistake, and I simply just tried to, excuse me. Okay, that's pretty cool. Wait again. No argument there. Oh yes, I can do my my opening that I've made. So let's see how far into my opening that I've made that he is willing to go. Knight to f3 is my move. This right here, I have not made any videos on this, and I have not used it. The reason why I have not done any videos at all on it was because I was pretty sure that bishop to b2 was bad for him, but I'm not 100% sure. This is the first time I've seen it, and I hadn't made videos on it, but I knew it was a possibility. So this will be very educational for myself, and you get to see my inner workings of how to create an opening, how I'm creating it. The whole purpose of the wing gambit of the b4 that it captures my knight there is to help gain more control over the center squares. He obviously has to defend, so he's seen that. I think that I'm not 100% sure, but I think e5, and then after he moves his knight, moving my pawn down again, I think I have some type of trap or trick, but I'm not fully sure. So this is all guessing from here on out because I'm not 100% sure, and I don't have time to really evaluate the whole thing. So I hope I can do this to him. But I want to make sure his knight can't go back to that square, because when I move down one, he can just move his knight back. unless I can stop his knight from doing that. I think that was part of the trap that I remember looking into. So in order to try to get that rolling, I'm going to have to keep attacking the knight. I don't want him to know what I'm trying to do, so this is going to be a little difficult. Okay, his knight moved. I think I can move my pawn down one with a threat here. I think I can, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it's safe to do this. I'm not sure what. I mean, he can block it with f6, but it'll mess up his pawn structure, I think. He blocked it, and what am I supposed to do here? The wing gambit usually involves the a3 pawn at some point. I already lost a pawn. I'm probably going to lose this one too. I might want to block that bishop in. I'm gonna play a3. I think I should, or shouldn't I? I'm not gonna worry about my pawns because his whole structure is messed up. I lose my pawns. In this structure, I think my piece can come out easier and I can attack him better. I'm thinking d4 to grab more space. I'm not gonna go crazy yet. I'll see if he just captures. I'm expecting him to capture. I don't see why he would leave my pawn there, but that would double up his pawns in front of his king and mess up his bishop. So that was a okay move there. And this is really rough. I'm trying to create an opening while I'm playing it. He's doing a lot of moves. I'm not sure if they're good or not. I have to reevaluate them because I'm not going to make an opening based upon bad moves. I want to make sure it's based upon good moves. I'm going to play it safe. A3 is normally a good move in the opening for the wing gambit and then capturing it. I don't want his bishop to have any play. I'm already down 2 pawns. So we can trade pawns and hopefully my pieces have better mobility. I feel really weird doing this and just being hopeful in this process. Obviously, I would have to capture that back. I like my diagonal of my bishop right now. I really do. I really like my bishop where it's at. So I'm going to take it with my knight. And I can play knight to c5 and not worry about his pawn because I'll take his rook. That was a trap in my other opening with the normal knight to c6 instead of the g6. So I'm sure he's not having much fun playing an opening that's not bookline. I wonder if he thinks it's the actual bookline moves at all. I'm gonna move my knight here just for the trap purposes that are probably never gonna happen. He's already moved his bishop over. He's probably getting ready to castle. and I need to find a way to make him pay, because he has my pawns. He has 2 pawns. He has my pawns, and I'm not okay with that. I mean, 1 pawn is fine, but he has 2 pawns. I was hoping that he'd make a serious error, and he hasn't. If I go to knight to g5, when my pawn up 1, moving the knight away, then knight to g5, he can't take because I can take his bishop. But if he castles, then I can't do that. Okay, well, he can't. That doesn't mean anything to me, because if he takes, I take his rook. So I'm gonna mess with his knight. I think I can move my knight to g5. Mess up his castle that way. I had no game with anyone playing g7, g6, so I do remember going over it a bit myself in my head in the past, and I'm trying to apply the principles best way I can. And I remember small things like my knight being there, and also the fact that he can't capture it. So that is something that I do remember, and it is helping me. Now if I go to d6, if he captures, I can capture and call a check and mess up his castle. That's one idea. I like the knight to g5 idea, but I don't know how effective it will be, because I don't expect him to capture me capture. I expect him to make another move. And let's say he goes e5, for example. What would I do then? It's a bit complicated, so I'm just gonna move my pawn up 1 and threaten the check. And also my knight will be threatening a c7. So I'm going to keep my normal threats that I usually have in my other opening, which is kind of coming up here because, well, g6 doesn't affect the threats, because normally the normal move I'm used to instead of g6 was knight to c6 in the opening. It was e4, c5, b4, c takes b4, knight to f3, knight to c6. So g6 didn't really do anything to stop any of my normal trap ideas that I have with my opening, involving my rook and knight and a3 pawn and all that. So if he takes it, I'll just call it check. He didn't take it. He castled, which is a little confusing to me. I have a check, queen to d5. I don't know if I can do anything with the check. It forces his pawn to go up, but I don't see a follow-up after that. He also can block with his knight, protecting the c7 square. So I'm gonna stick with my original ideology, even though there's not much that I can do here. So of course he moves up. That's to be expected. Now if I do this, if he moves his knight back, I can take it with mine. It's really rough. His pieces are a bit tied up. I need to start taking my time, because since his pieces are tied up, I'm gonna need to make sure that I don't do anything that's gonna... And of course I can go back and threaten his rook again because he can't take it. This is kind of fun. Then move your rook back. I gotta find a way to keep his pieces tied up where they're useless. And then find a way to pile up and take advantage of something here. That's what I need to be doing. Now I can go for a draw and keep take one to C and go back and forth. I don't want to draw. I want to win. His king side's a little messed up. I'm just attack his king side. I don't know what to do here. I know I have a little situation here for him that's going to be difficult for him to take care of. I'm not 100% sure if that was actually even a good move or not for him. I'll push my pawn on more. I need to start attacking. I know his pieces are tied up in that side. I need to take advantages over in my side. He moves down one. That's a pretty interesting threat there that he has. Very interesting threat. The only way I can block it without losing anything is attacking. I can move back, defending my pieces, and attack his knight. So that prevents any fork ideas, and it's attacking the knight, forcing him to move his knight back. So he has no choice but to move his knight back, I don't think. I don't think he has any other option. Then I can continue with what I was doing. This is a bit shaky. I really need a... Right now I'm working on e4, c5, b4, c takes, b4, knight to f3. I finished all the knight to c6 variations. I'm working on all the d5 ones now. I haven't worked on the g6, and it's really showing because I'm really shaky here. Was able to take advantage of some of it due to the traps and stuff that I've learned and made. He hasn't fallen for any of them, but it has helped me keep his pieces tied up, so even if you don't fall for them, it still can tie you up, which is good. I didn't know that. This is why people like openings that people used for a long time, is because they already know how it works. That move was very odd and weird. Excuse me. Well, let's just take the pawn. Open that up. Just open that up. There's not much that's going on new. No new threats. He just defended his piece. I'm not going to take extra time on that. Definitely not taking extra time on that, because then I'll run out of time eventually. So we're not doing that. Okay, he moves up one. I was not expecting him to move up one. How do I attack some more? Well, my queen and rook are actually attacking that square. If my rook takes, bishop takes, I take with my queen, threatening mate in one. If he calls check and I move over, he takes my rook, I win. I take, he takes, I take. Any defense? No defense. He has no defense. I don't see any defense. So I should probably take a little more time because I have 9 minutes. But I think he has no defense here. I think this is checkmate. I think I have checkmate here. If he takes it, I just go queen to h6. I think this is checkmate. Oh, what if he does the knight fork right now and calls check? I can't take his knight because he would take my rook, and then I don't have the checkmate. And if I move out the way, he takes my rook. And then what do? I should not have done that. I think I messed up pretty bad. I don't know. I think I seen checkmate and I went for it, and I should have taken at least a minute or two to think about it. So I did it again. First game, I seen a move that I thought was good, and I did it right away because it looked good without thinking about any other possibilities than the good move that I seen. So I think I did it again. And I'm pretty sure he's going to see it because he's taking his time. Okay. You see my you probably see my checkmate threat, but not the counter he has. I should probably move my king to d1, but I'm gonna take my time. I should probably move my king to d1 to block that. I'm gonna continue the game from there. So if you watch this video, just so you know, you had a nice threat that I had no idea how to handle. Okay. This is like super complicated, and I don't like this. I don't like playing complicated games like this. I always make a mistake. It's just what I do, because my tactics are not very good. They never really have been super good. My winning has always been involved, not with tactics, but with position. Well, he can defend it. He took my pawn. With his pawn, he can defend. If he takes my rook, and I take his bishop, his queen can go to e7. Which is bad for me, because I think I'm losing my my situation, my attack. Maybe it wasn't as good as I thought it was. So far with my opening, usually I win off of the beginning because people don't defend against all my attacks. Not that it's impossible to, it's just people aren't used to it. He's actually defending against all my attacks, which means that he is most likely I'm going to win. I don't want to write myself off yet, but I haven't learned all the tactics with this. All the advantages, all the nook and crannies. I haven't learned any other opening or understood any opening as much as my own. So I'm hoping that I can transfer my knowledge from my opening to other openings. Because this has helped me a lot trying to create mine. Because I have reasons and I've noticed stuff and I can see patterns and with openings that are already created, it's all there already. And all you have to do is memorize it. You don't have to really think and understand about stuff. It's actually kind of sad. I feel like it takes away from the game very much, That's why I don't like it. Maybe Chess 360 might be a good idea for me in the future. He has taken his time, so I should probably do the same. I need to be mindful and careful. My king is protected. I can take his pawn. I don't know if I want to. And part of me feels like it was a trap that would happen if I take his pawn. If I took it with my queen. I don't know why I feel like something is wrong. Oh yeah, it's defending my rook. So, but I can take it with my knight and try to get my knight towards his king. That is something I can do here. I can start bringing my pieces in closer towards his king. So if I did try to take off my queen, that would be very bad. I think I can take it with my my knight, so I'm gonna do that. I feel like it's okay. I don't see anything really horrible against me, and I want to make sure I'm up on time against him, slightly, even if it's not a huge difference. Slightly is enough to make me feel comfortable that I'm not gonna lose on time. Okay, he did have a tactic that I completely missed. Okay. Okay, I'm definitely moving my queen. Definitely moving my queen. Now, if I go to queen at e3, he takes my rook. I take his rook. If I move my knight over to f7, that will block his queen in from defending his king. If I go to f4, he takes my rook. No, I can't take his pawn because queen can take it. I think queen to e3 sucks that I missed that tactic. I was thinking about so much stuff, but earlier I was thinking about forks and I was worried about it, and I fell for one. So I convinced myself that he didn't have one after telling myself I need to worry about it. So I need to look more. I think that's my main problem is when I ever think something's fine or I get happy about an attack, is when I convince myself it's fine. I think I need to stop convincing myself things are fine and focus on the chessboard to see if it's fine or not. I think that's where my tactics fall. And if you have the same problem, then I suggest you work on it too. We're all students of chess. I think f4 was better because it defended my knight as well. Oh well. Okay, that's what I expected. I'm a little confused on why he takes so long. But it is what I expected. So, I mean, I should just take it. I don't see why not. Unless they have a good tactic. I'm gonna pay attention. I'm gonna play because he's really paying attention, and I don't want to lose over that. I think I can attack his king. His knight. If he tries to move it anywhere, he can't do anything. So I think I can call a check with my bishop. Yeah, I'm gonna instead of taking his knight, I think moving up one and then bishop to c4 check would be devastating. I think I can do that. I think I can I don't see what he can do. So I'm glad I didn't just take his piece like I was going to for a second there. Okay. I don't think he sees the threat. Let's do it. Check. Maybe he is going to resign. A little rough. Now just take it. Check. Take that too with check. Pawn or bishop? Bishop. Now I'm gonna take his knight. He has nothing he can do against me. And then with my queen down to e8 for checkmate, unless he keeps his queen for defense. And then I'm taking his queen. So that worked out pretty well. Okay, that was a really awesome game. I hope you watched this. I'm going to let everybody know that I am putting all this on YouTube. So if you guys want to watch this, you can. Michael Road is like doing amazing. Even though I've won every game, he's probably won them twice as fast. So, and I'm not going to catch up because if I rush, I'm going to lose. So if I lose, obviously I'll be doing worse than I'm doing now. So I can't be rushing. Excuse me. I wasn't expecting on getting first. I was expecting on getting at the best 5th place. So I'm kind of close. I'm at 4th. So that's close to what I expected. I'm glad I won with my opening, so you guys can see that. It does work. It does have its threats. It does have its movements. Alright, he's playing this. I always play e5. Let me get my board set up. Okay, I always play knight to c6. Okay, 2 knights. I'm not used to 2 knights. I'm used to people always bringing their bishop in. That's what I'm kind of used to. I don't really know much about this type of opening, to be honest. So I guess 4 knights is very popular, so I'm assuming that's the best thing I can do. With the pieces, let me move the pieces. Okay, so I can just counter it, mirror it. Hope there's no tactics involved. Hope it's standard. Let's just mirror it for now. Maybe I should calm down a little bit and think. Everything looks pretty normal. I'll develop towards the center. I should probably mirror until I see something obviously wrong, because I'm a very unfamiliar. So I think I should double his pawns. Okay, he did that, and then make sure he doesn't double mine up. I guess the part where the mirror ends. The fact that he did that right away is probably standard for black to do that. Alright. See, this is the part of understanding your openings. I don't understand this position at all. I don't know any normal moves, normal traps, normal ways of going about it. So I just simply have to be extra careful and look for advantages. Right now, he has double pawn. He has open b file to himself. He has my piece pins, my knight. If he moves his knight away and his queen to f, he might be able to attack it twice, more than I can defend it. Well, I can defend it twice, but my pawns will be messed up. So that's something I might have to look at. If he moves his knight to, let's say, d2, then queen up. Okay, he's not interested in that. Because of my concern on my pawns and that, I think it's good to move my pawn up one. It's not normal for me to move my pawns near my king like that, but I don't want him to get any ideas at all. So alright. He has a trick, but he's not going to do it, because I'm not going to fall for it either. But if he takes my e-pawn, he could hit a nice trick there if he captured my e-pawn. I'm sure if he watches this, he'll see what that is, because I don't know how, if I captured my other pawn, he just take my bishop with his queen. If I capture it with my knight, he could capture my knight, and if I capture his knight, he would have captured my bishop with his bishop. So he had I think he had a pretty nice set up there. I'm glad he didn't do it. I don't know exactly. I get confused a lot, don't I? I think I need to protect my pawns. I'm not sure which rook was better, but since nothing's going on the queen side, I think this is better. So I'm not sure though. Actually, if he moves his pawn up, he'll be attacking my bishop. His d pawn. Maybe I block myself in. This queen. Okay. Looks like a good move, centralizing his pieces. If I'm like queen to f4, I'll be attacking his pawn twice, and it's defended twice. My queen can go to g3, attacking his pieces more than once. I'm gonna go to g3. I'm gonna try to attack the center indirectly. And obviously, it's eyeing his g pawn near his king. Right now, it's not going to be doing me any good, but with my bishop, you never know. And you see the color of my bishop is white, and the square next to the king is white in the corner. I usually have better luck with that. If it was a black bishop, it would be attacking like the h2 or f2 instead of the center part, the g2 and f3 and h1. Usually I get better luck with that color when it's attacking that side. And then the queen side, it's usually the black one that usually is better. It's something I've noticed with my attacks. I'm not sure what he's planning to do. Two squares, d7 and a4. I think a4 blocks my bishop in too much. So, no brainer. A little weird. And then again, I get it. He didn't want me to play bishop to h3. Well, only way to attack is f5. That's the only way to attack. So I'm gonna do it. Get my rooks in play, bishop, queen. I have 4 pieces in there attacking. He has, right now, it's like 2 pieces defending. His knight's a little far. Might be able to bring it in soon. His rook is all really far, so I think if I'm going to attack, now is the time. I'm pretty sure I can get something going. Alright. Now if I capture with my bishop, I capture with tempo. And his other pawn is doomed, I think. So, kind of a weird thing to think about, but I like every advantage I can get. And it is not doomed because he blocks it. I don't feel... See, again, I got excited and I moved. And I think f7, then my other rook to f8 will be good. Get them doubled up. I think that would be very nice for me. Excuse me. Let's do that. Like the idea of doubling up my rooks. Make you defend pretty easily, but why not, right? Double them up anyways. I'm gonna have to try to push it at some point. And my bishop can go to h3 now. I should have probably did that first. Okay. I'm gonna block that. I'm not gonna give any ideas. I want to attack, but I can wait. It's not a... I don't think I'm gonna lose an opportunity for defending my pawn in that way. I want to give him an advantage of material when I'm trying to do something. That type of advantage would mean that I would, if he defends properly, then he would have a permanent 1 pawn advantage. And then be split my pawns up too, like his. I don't know. I'm just not doing it. That defense. That does defend the bishop move, because now he doesn't have to move his pawn up, because his queen's already defending. But since I am attacking, and I have no way to really use my bishop, I mean, if I take off my bishop, if he captures the queen, I capture the queen, he captures his rook. No, it's messy. I'm gonna just attack my pawn. I think knowing when to attack with your pawns are important. I not 100% sure, but I think this can help with what I'm doing. I don't see any useful moves. So if I wait around, he's gonna maybe launch an attack against me. So I need to try to force something unpleasant for him. Alright, I'm just gonna move on up. I don't see any attack he has, so let's just destroy the king. Okay, he's defending still. Let's just one more time. If he takes it, and I take it with my bishop. Oh, you can't take it. I don't know what I was thinking about that kind of trade for. Well, hopefully I didn't make a mistake because of me thinking I can do something that I couldn't. I still think it's a decent attack. Okay. How would I do this? Can I force something here? Bishop takes knight. Queen takes. Pawn takes, check. Rook takes, pawn. Queen takes, queen, check. If he takes his rook, my other rook can come up and take the pawn. I think I have a nice combination here. Let's see. I take it with your queen. I didn't think about what if he takes with rook and with the pawn. I thought if he takes with the queen. There we go again. I jump ahead without fully considering moves. I got excited at one prospect. And that's usually what makes me blunder a little bit. Let me put the screen down a little bit. Hopefully it works out well. Hope it's not too dark for you guys. I'm doing that because of my volume. Not my volume, but my battery. I take it, call it check. And the rook takes, which is what I expected. Now I take his queen. Now if he takes my queen, I can call it check. Okay. I think I should call it check here and remove all the pawns, but I don't have a pawn advantage, so I do not have a pawn advantage. I still think it's fine. Might as well finish what I started, right? He has only one move. My pawn structure is better than his, so my king should be able to take advantage of it. He didn't want to lose both his rooks, so just one of them. Let's prevent his king from going up, and thus hopefully I win. Hopefully, I think this should be it. I'm surprised he didn't defend. I mean, it wasn't that bad. All you had to do is move behind his pawn. But yeah, that's kind of, it'll allow my king to scoop everything up. That's fine, I guess. Oh wow. Oh wow. Well, I just trying to focus on chess principles. I mean, that's really nice. Performance. Until I blunder, of course. I'll probably drop down to 1900. Alright, see how this works. Okay, e4, e5. I set the board up. Block. Now, I'm not used to that. I think that's the Scott Gambit, and I learned a little bit about it for white. I haven't learned about it for black. I think accepting the first one is fine. Anything after that, I think it's excessive. So let's do that. Okay. Let me put the rest of the pieces on the board. So just develop, right? That's what I should do. I'm gonna develop. I don't want his queen on that square, on that center square like that, without me being able to attack it. Now I might be able to play bishop to c5. Okay. I'll do bishop to c5 here. Now if I take it, I'll be fine. Okay. I think my brain is starting to go mush now. I can defend my pawn, my bishop. I want to move my other pawn now, my f pawn, but I can't. This bishop is kind of locked in. My knight can't move backwards in a good spot. My castle. The castles. Oh, I can't pin his other knight now. I could have pinned it and tried taking the pawn. What I could have tried to do. I'm gonna prevent him from pinning me, since I'm not sure what to do here. Oh yeah, I could have put my rook to e8, attacking the pawn again. That would actually be a pretty decent move here. So I'll attack the pawn again. He defends it, of course, so he's seen that. Alright. My bishop can leave the back square. Okay. I can pin the knight now, but I can't capture the pawn. I'm gonna can't move my d pawn up. He's attacking a d5 square twice. He might push up anywhere to help. If it was still on c8, I could have moved my pawn up one. My knight on b4, but he can move it back. I don't see any attacks I have, so I'm gonna try to move my piece up and see what happens. I don't have an actual attack that I can think of, and I just move it back. And now it's his turn, so I basically just gave him an extra move because I wasn't sure what to do myself. Well, I'm glad he didn't take my knight, me take his knight with my bishop, his take my bishop with his bishop, me take it with my pawn. We could have traded a whole bunch of pieces, and I would have had a weak double pawn. So I was a little worried about that after I made my moves. That's something I should have moved to try to prevent, but all right. Double pawns or trade 2 minor pieces. I think I have a free piece. If he takes it, I take it with mine. And if he takes it, I take his knight. That was a free piece. I guess it wasn't a free piece. I thought it was. Maybe it is. I still can take his pawn on c2. Okay. I can go to b3 and then move it back. I'm going to go to b3 and then move it back. That was pretty simple. I was really stressing out too over this. Two safe squares, a2 and e6. I'm going to go with e6. I don't see much activity over on a2. Alright. No, my rook can block it. Not my a rook because it's blocking the pawn, but my other rook can. So I'm glad I don't have to worry about any bishop issues with a black bishop. It's normally patterns like the rook and queen that way, usually with a bishop of the same color. That's can turn bad. I think I should probably try to force trade pawns. If I go to a6 and he moves down one and I take it, he moves rook down, I take his rook, he takes my rook. Okay, he won't do that because he'll lose a piece. But I need to get rid of those pawns. So I don't see what else he can do. I need to start finding ways to trade. Since I'm up in material, trading is the only way I'm gonna guarantee a win. Right now I still can blunder and he can catch up. It's a little weird. A little weird. Not sure what even to think about. Unless he's planning on moving his pawn down one, his B pawn. If I take the B pawn, he can take it and then later move it down. I think I'll be safe. No. Okay, I gotta really think about it. If I take the pawn, he takes the pawn back. If I move my rook over to d7, and then he moves pawn down, I'll go my one pawn up, and everything's defended. So I'm gonna take it. I think everything will be defended as long as I move my rook to e or d7. Okay, rook to d7, and if he does move the pawn down, I move my c pawn up, and everything's fine. But he has his knight. I mean his e pawn. But my knight can move in front of my d. Okay, it's fine. All right, that's perfectly fine. So complicated. Well, I can take the pawn too if he goes to the e. Because my knight is... my rook's defended by a lot of pieces. Okay. I can increase my defense right here. So I don't have any attack, and I can't trade pieces yet or force them. Still looking to see how I can force trade pieces. Until then, my job is to make sure he doesn't win anything. I'm thinking about moving c5 very soon. Okay. c5. If he takes with his B pawn, and I take with my B pawn, his rook will move down. I take his rook, he moves rook down, takes my rook. He will gain a pawn back, but it would reduce the amount of pieces on the board. So I'm okay with it. I don't like the idea of giving material back, but I need to wind this down. So if he wants to trade, then let's trade. Let's trade. I don't think that was the best thing for me, but I do believe. Shoot my pawn up one. Excuse me. If he doesn't take it, that would be a passed pawn. Let's see. That'd be a passed pawn. I don't see why not. He has to take it, or I will be threatening to queen because I have more pieces than him. I can defend it more times than he can attack. And we both have the same color bishop, which means, well, any attack he has, I can defend it. It's not opposite colored. So I should be able to make a queen out of that unless he takes it. No, that's it. I can move it up now. I think I have a possibility of making that into a queen. Okay. Now I really need a queen. Now I really need a queen. How did I get myself into this one? I know eventually I would blunder. I really did. And it involved what I normally do. I see a good move for a good reason, and I do not check the negatives because I've already felt like it was a good idea. It's my psychological issue there, I guess, for me. Some people say chess is not psychological, but when you make mistakes, and those mistakes are in pattern, then obviously it is. Alright. How do I do this properly? Now I'll just attack. Let's see how that works. I already lost. So, let's see if I can take his bishop and have more pieces than him. If he moves his bishop, which he did, I will... Should I move my pawn up one? I'll just move it up one, and then I'll try to defend it. I think I can defend it with my knight, I believe. I'm not sure what order it will be. I think I can. Let's see how that works. At 8 minutes, I could have thought about it longer. But of course, I thought it might be okay, and I do it. Alright, he's gonna start attacking it. He's probably gonna attack it twice, but he can't capture it because if he captures it, then you only can capture with queen. So maybe I shouldn't worry about it. Now I can attack his pawn if I move my knight back, and then maybe move it to g5 at some point. Then maybe I can attack his pawn. Now I can't. I'll just move it back. I gotta centralize it. I don't know what I'm being stupid for. Okay, so what to do now? I have a pass pawn that he can't take. I need to keep my rook under protection, but I can't with my king near it because it's queen. So I need to protect my rook while it's attacking, while defending his pawn. I can probably try to get the bishop out of there since he moved his pawn. So I'm going to try to get his bishop out of there. Okay. As of right now, I have two safe places for my rook. E8, oh, 3 places. E8, C8, and D7. I think D7 is best because it keeps an eye on the pawn. You can call it check. I can move my piece. That's okay. If he threatens my knight, oh, my knight's overworked. But he can't do anything about it because he will lose his queen. He can't take my bishop and attack. So, alright, he's trying. Let's take the bishop. Now, his queen is stuck. His queen is stuck. His queen has to stay there, and if it does not stay there, I make a queen. So let's call it check and take a pawn. Alright, take a pawn. He can't do anything that I know of. Alright. So I'm on knight back and find another tactic. Maybe. My guess. Yeah, I'll move it back and find another tactic. I can even take the pawn. And if he takes the pawn back, well, that's not good. I wasn't thinking about any checks. Have to consider checks every time. I should always consider checks every time I move, or I lose. A rook and a knight ain't very good against a queen, but his queen is stuck defending. He has to move his queen back. His queen is stuck defending. I don't know how to win. Okay. Oh, he did that first. He's attacking, of course. I can make a queen now. I can just make a queen now. No, stop. This is how I mess up. I see something I like, and I do it, and I don't think about it. If I make a queen now, if he takes my queen, he takes my piece, I take that. I'm up, I win. Okay. Now, don't get excited. If I make a queen, he takes my G pawn called check. I take it with my pawn. His queen has no checks. Wait, I call check when I queen, which means he can't do anything but take it. Okay, this is good. Alright. I had to stop myself from making a mistake, and it was fine this time. It was fine this time. And okay, now a simple king, pawn, knight. I have two pawns against one, so I'll just trade one of my pawns for one of his pawns. This is what I plan to do. Just move my pawns up. He only has 2 squares to go. I don't want to stalemate him. I can checkmate him. If he moves over to H, no, that's not checkmate. That would be a stalemate. But this blocks him from coming down to the same spot. So flustered. Now if I take it, normally king endgame with the pawn in the corner is usually a stalemate. However, I have a knight, which means I should be able to use my knight to move around. I never learned the pattern for this. If I call check, he moves in, I move my knight back, he moves in, my knight away, he moves back. No bueno. That's called check. Let's just try it out, and then I'll try to find a way around it. Okay. I think that might be a good idea. The knight behind it to prevent him from attacking my knight and moving into my pawn. So I'm going to have to keep my knight behind my pieces, I think, is the best way to go about this scenario. Now he's stuck in those two spots. I think I can checkmate him. Yeah, let's checkmate. Let's check. If he moves over, my knight checkmates him. Alright. Oh man. Warmer's really up there. I'm on 4th, which is I'm okay with. I expected at least 5th place. I did not realize my performance. Oh, still same thing. Super weird. Oh, okay. Let's try this defense here. This is the one that I've learned more than anything else. I did not learn that variation, but I would continue to develop. Let's just develop normally. I feel like I'm gonna lose. I guess I'm just discouraged. I shouldn't be discouraged. I've been doing pretty good so far, and my performance has been slightly under his rating. So as long as I perform well, like I have been, let me get my board set up. I think d6 is very normal, so let's do that first. He's moving really fast, so I probably am doing book moves. Probably. Is my guess. So, I would do my normal setup. I don't see anything wrong with it. Cancelled. And I guess I can do the same. Now I have to play him out my moves on here. After my knight move, he moves his bishop. I did this. He moves his knight. I did this. Oh, the order doesn't even matter. I can just move all the pieces. Like, I don't see why the order even matters. Like, oh, I missed the c pawn. Okay. Alright, now it's all set up. Alright. I don't know. I'm like trying to do all the moves in order, and it's like it doesn't even matter. Alright, so I'm gonna. This is very standard, I believe. What I don't like about his bishop board is eyeing down on my b pawn, b7 pawn. That's one thing I don't like about this setup. Alright. Now if my knight there, it'll protect the b pawn, and let's develop towards the center. So I think knight to c6 is best. I think so. I'm stressing myself out like crazy right now. I'm glad I haven't blundered very much. I blundered last game one time. If I analyze all my games, I probably blundered more than that, but one that I've seen. So okay. My knight might be able to b4 attack, but I don't see any reason to follow up. I don't know how to follow up. Can't go e4 because his knight. I mean, if I do that, he takes. If I take, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna try it. I don't think it's really good, but I'm not 100% sure what to do. And at worst, I can just move it back. You know, I'm falling into the same mindset as last game. I got lucky, but I don't expect myself to get lucky this time. So now if I defend it with my pawn, a5, and he with his pawn, then I basically move back and lose my... I can't do a pawn because I'll lose a piece. I'll lose a pawn. My c pawn, if he takes, I take. He can target with his a3 and move back. It's not horrible, but his rook is eyeing on my bishop. I mean, it's better than losing a pawn, so I'll do it. It's much better than losing a pawn. But I have to be careful with my queen because of his rook. So that's for sure. Okay, I can simply take that back. Alright. He's attacking my bishop twice. My bishop is defended twice. He's also attacking my b7 pawn. My queen on c7 might be able to defend all of that. I think it will. So it should be fine. His rook is on an active file, or yeah, much more than any of mine. Only I can see him doing is kicking my knight out of there, forcing me to move it back. I'm not sure what else he would be considering. Taking my bishop, maybe. It's kind of an open position. If he takes my bishop and I take it with my knight, I wouldn't be able to counter his bishop, his light square bishop. He already has it fianchettoed. I think his best bet is to take my bishop. And he does. That's exactly what I thought his best bet would be. I have no choice but to take it back. Not much for me to do. Okay, he comes down. He comes down. Now I can attack it. I can attack it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't see anything to do besides attack it. Unless he's trying to get rid of both of my bishops, which he did. Do I have to take it? I mean, I can move my queen. But then he'll take my pawn. If I go to c7, he'll take my pawn. And I don't like that. I don't want to lose my pawn. So he's going to have the bishop pair, which sucks for me. He's attacking my pawn, so to defend it. FM Blink 37. I'm going to ask him how close does he think I am to becoming a CM. He probably has not enough time to really talk to anyone. A lot of just crazy people out there probably messaging just to message. I completely forgot about my chessboard. It's like way out of date. Alright. I can try to create threats. I don't want to play too passive. I'm thinking knight to e4 will block his bishop. And maybe somehow create threats. I mean, I might be attacking his rook. Not sure where his rook would go. I'm gonna take his rook. And if he wants to take it, then he loses pair. I mean, it'll be trading. He loses bishop pair and his diagonal, but I have double pawns in the center. I'm not sure what is worse for me or for him. Rook to b6 might be good for him. I can't target him, can I? Queen to d8, I can. Yeah, I can. That's not good for him. Alright. I'm gonna attack. He has one bishop, and from my understanding, one bishop is not good. You need two, and he has two attacks on my pawn. That's not good for me. I literally try to trade pawns and pieces, not realizing that if he takes it and I take it back, he can take my pawn with his rook. But then I can attack c4, would actually attack his queen and leave his rook hanging. So he actually can't do that. So I think that'll be a mistake if he does it. If he takes with the queen, though, yeah, if he takes with the rook, I can go c4, attacking his queen and blocking his access to the rook, which should give me his rook. It won't be for free because he can take my knight, but I'm not sure what else he actually can do. I think that's, yeah. It's the only move I've seen he can do. If I take it, he takes my queen. If I move to h8, he gets my pawn for free. So I don't want to give him my pawns for free. I don't see what else really to do. I think it's the... I'll just take his pawn. He's going to take my pawn. Or I can move my rook over. And my rook over. I like to keep my pawns if I can. I can't defend the center pawn and the wing pawns at the same time. If I could, then I'd be able to try to make a queen. If I defend the center one, he can take out my wing. If I defend the wing one, he can take off my center pawn. I don't even know what he's even thinking about. I would just take in the rook because I don't know what else he can do. He takes my rook, I take his rook, he moves a pawn up, kick my knight. Okay, well, I guess he does that. I'm defending my pawn. That pawn's going to be taken. If I take his a2 pawn, if I do, he takes my pawn back. I'm going to have to move my rook to c8. I take his pawn, he takes mine. I go to c8. So, there's trade pawns, I guess. I thought it'll be easier to win this way. I'm like, he has a bishop, I have a knight, I have pawns, I can leave my pawns in the white squares, you know. That's what I was thinking of. I'll just have to move it back. I don't know why I feel like I'm losing. I think we're doing pretty even. I think we're even. I keep feeling like I'm losing. That means when I actually do tournaments, if I'm playing someone, I'm gonna end up I need to take care of that mentally, on top of the being too sure about my moves. I gotta take care of this too, so I have to I guess be more level-headed and not go to extremes one way or the other. Taking my pawn again. I probably should defend. Rook to f5. Nope. There's my blunder. Alright. That's game. I don't see my... I'm just gonna leave. That was a good game. I did enjoy it. Alright. Mm, 47 minutes. I have no time for one more game. I'm at 5th place. That's what I wanted. I think I said in the beginning that as long as I'm in 5th place, I'll be fine. I'll be happy. So I think I'm going to be happy. Performance 2276, which is pretty nice. Average point higher than me. One rate 8%. Oh, I lost one game. I thought I lost two. Alright. Where's that guy at? The FM guy. I don't see him on here. I thought he would be higher than me. Who's the... I'm a little confused now. The guy that beat me, Blink 37. FM Blink 37. He's right here. 100%. Performance 2194. Oh, so I just messed up against him. If I played the way I normally was playing, maybe I would... that's fine. I blundered, whatever. I blundered. Oh, that's right. I blundered the last game, too. That's what it was. I thought I lost. I didn't lose. I blundered the last game, too. So, against Warmer. Sicilian. My Sicilian. My opening. So I get to talk about my opening again. Feels really nice to do that. Not many people can say they created an opening. Now here, I always like to capture. I believe from, if you watch my video on it, he's basically forced to capture. Anything other than him not capturing will be bad for him, positionally. Let me set my chessboard, because it helps me visualize better. I capture, and if he captures, I go to c4, which is what I do. My goal here is to pretty much occupy the center or gain control of the center. That's why I moved the pawn away, his pawn. That's why this b4 moves. It moves his pawn away from the center, so I can attempt to gain control of the center. And the only move he has is capturing. Anything else besides capturing, bad for him. I don't care what it is. So alright, yep, that's it. And my move is c4. He should capture with his knight. With his pawn, and then I capture with the knight. That's my book move so far. He can go back to d8. I did not make a video on that. That is very possible. If he did that, I would just go to d4 and develop normally and try to win that way, I guess. It'd be a little weird for me. I'm gonna have to normally I think b takes c3 is the best move, I believe, for black. He moves back one, which is really weird. I have never seen that. I'm gonna go with my normal development. Just go towards the center. I think that's best. I'm not gonna look too much into that. So, the point of the opening, obviously, b4 is moving the pawn away. Book move after c takes b4. Book move is a3. My move is knight to f3. That's just what I play. Excuse me. I don't like there's way too much information on the regular Sicilian lines, and it's like 12 to 20 moves in, and you remember all of them, and I'm not trying to memorize hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of book opening theory. I want to develop my own style and find a way to gain space and center control in the beginning, while having to play tactical threats. I'm not 100% sure. I've never played the opening in this position with the queen and knight right there. Because his bishop isn't developed yet, and he might be able to play g pretty soon. I think I should move my bishop over to b2, so he can't play g6 with Fianchetto, because I can then attack his knight and rook at the same time by moving my pawn up. So I think that's like a small tactical thing I can do, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've never really seen this position. Like I said, I always, in my video, was pawn take c3. This seems to actually be working pretty well for him, actually, I think. So I might have to update my stuff pretty soon. He's attacking. I should probably defend it and develop at the same time. So bishop to e2. Okay. It's a little weird. His pawn is defended. I can move my pawn up, kick his knight, and his pawn be attacked twice. And I think that can give me an advantage somehow, a tactical one. Alright, obviously I'd have to capture back. And I'll keep my threat on the knight. And he moves. I can get a pawn back if I take the knight. That's very tempting. I don't see any other advantage I can have, so I'm gonna keep it simple, and I'm going to take it that way. Move my pieces on the board. Have been looking at it too much. All right. All right. Now we're even in pieces. Even in pawns. I don't see how I can get an actual advantage right now. I think e5 check. If he moves his bishop in front, I can take the pawn. If he moves his knight, then he can't do anything. Okay, I'm gonna try to get another tactical advantage again. Alright, he's 7. So if I take, then obviously I help him develop. I don't want to help him develop. But if I move back to e2, he takes, I take, then he develops. So either he develops his bishop on e7, where I'm at now, or he gets to develop his bishop anywhere he wants. And my bishop is on e2. Yeah, I don't like giving him more options. So I also don't like helping him develop. I didn't consider the queen move. So I'm gonna move my knight. Of course, take my rook. There have been many times I have done this. It is very weird, but I am castling on this side, because then I can bring my other rook over. The queen off the board is actually pretty normal for me in this opening sometimes to castle on this side, primarily because of the fact that he can't, do much about it. So there's a check. This opening is also very aggressive. You keep looking for tactical threat after tactical threat after tactical threat while trying to play. It's not super positional. Mostly I win my positional games, not my tactical ones. But in this opening, I'm becoming familiar with the tactics, and it helps me greatly. So I got a card check. That'd be a good idea. See how I can defend it. I can just move. I want to make sure he can't develop his pieces very well. Squeeze him in a little bit. And if you haven't noticed, all his pawns on this side actually is helping protect my piece, my king. It really is. I'm a little worried. So I'm going to do this. A little worried anything with his bishop and pawns moving in. He already moved his rook a little bit. And this should help me out. I don't know why he's doing that. And this is a tactical thing for me. If I move the pawn up, he takes it with the rook, I take it. King goes up, causes check. I take his piece. He goes... No, he can't. Because my bishop. If I move up, I can move my pawn up and not worry about it. Because of my bishop. I was looking at some tactical stuff that was unnecessary because my bishop's there. I have a check. F7. Of course. Why wouldn't you do that? Now I can make a queen. And my best two games were my openings, were the openings that I'm working on. He did play a different move that was good that I didn't consider, and I need to look into that because my line was e4, c5, b4, c takes b4, knight to f3, which is my move. a3 is the other move, that's the book move. I played knight to f3. And after d5 and I take, normally his queen takes d5. Then I play c4. Then his b takes on c3. Knight to c3. Queen to a5. d5. I believe it was d5. I don't know. I had to actually see it. Alright. Oh, look at that. Bam. Let's do this. Alright. So he declined. I have not looked up anything at all with declined yet, or researched anything with declined yet, nor have I made any lines with declined yet either. But from my understanding is whenever it's declined, the best thing to do is to take the pawn. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, it's very weird already. It's already very weird. I'm going to play my normal move because I'm familiar with it and I know the tactics involved my move. So that's going to force me to move my pawn up. I never have my pawn on c3, so this is going to change things a little bit for me. This is definitely going to change things for me a little bit. I think here I can move my bishop to a3 or d4. Bishop a3 attacks the queen, forcing to move, and also eyeing the square there, but I have no... I can't attack that square more than once, so it's kind of pointless. And his bishop's already moved. Normally, it prevents castling after moving that pawn. So I'm gonna do d4. I need a... I remember the structure before with a different one, so I'm gonna copy it and hope for the best, of course. Alright, he moves back. I think the idea here is to use my queen and my bishop. Similar to the Evans Gambit, even though some of the pieces are a little moved out the way. A little different order, a little different organization, but I like the queen b3, bishop c4 attack. Alright. I think I can do bishop c4 here. Okay. Now that he did that, I can probably now justify moving my bishop to a3. However, I'm not certain. I can justify it. It's something I do like, but he can move his knight in front of his king. Oh wow, I didn't realize he's 15-13. I'm sitting here really sweating everything. Every move, every thought, everything really. Without I'm in a castle. I'm not gonna worry about it. I should relax some. I just play solid moves and not worry about it. Just defend, play solid, don't try to overplay things. He might play b5, messing up my attack that I want to do. That's okay. I need to relax and just play some chess is what I need to do. I think that game against the FM like destroyed my brain. I'm like over worried about everything. And this opening is very normal to play d2. I mean knight to d2. So I'll do that now. Usually helps support the e-pawn, even though it's not under attack right now. He can move his knight to a5, which I forgot about. See, I'm trying to relax. I'm so stressed. I play a normal move and very, very possibly a bad one. But that's okay. It's okay. It's not a free piece. Alright, he didn't attack. I think bishop to d3 would be best, just to prevent knight to a5. I mean, if he played knight to a5, I'm not sure what I would even do. So, I would just stop it. I mean, it's not like I have an actual attack. I can't put my knight up there. That is very normal for my opening. Knight on d6, b6, c7 is usually very normal, but because of the d2 it would have to be one of those squares, which is fine. So knight to a5 would be a good move for him. Probably just want a queen though if he did that back. c2 maybe. c2 or b4. I mean b4 would support my knight. c2 would have been good if he didn't Funketo because of his pawn structure. I'll just cement my bishop in there. Okay, no pawn's gonna attack it now. Not with my knight there. Probably move e5 pretty soon. Maybe even play a4 at some point. Get my rooks in there. Yeah, I could have taken his bishop, but then his pawn would be able to kick my bishop, so let's just get my rook involved. Oh, man. Actually, his bishop there would prevent me from moving my pawn up. My e-pawn. Because he can take my knight and double up my pawns on the f and exposing my king. That is something to look out for. I think I'll just take the pawn and get this going. Okay. I was not sure. I think queen of b2 might be fine. I mean, I can take his bishop, I can take his knight. I'm thinking bishop b2. I'm sorry, queen of b2, I'm sorry. As a waiting move. I mean, I can take the pawn. Yeah, I can take the pawn. When in doubt, take a pawn. Free pawns are nice sometimes. Sometimes they're poisonous. Like, I mean, I'm behind. I mean, my queen's behind my bishop, so that might be bad for me. I don't see any way you can actually make use of that, but you never know. I should take his knight with my knight, and then with my bishop to d6, so his rook can move, so my queen can have some space. Or that. I mean, that helps me out. Now his rook has to move, and I didn't have to work for it. My queen is basically safe now. I pretty much created a situation taking a pawn, but I'm glad it wasn't made into an issue. I might be able to take a pawn if I do that. Let's go for another pawn. Move your rook. Let me take your pawn. I want your pawns. Alright, give me your rook. And after that, I should be able to take his pawn, I think. And make sure. I think it's fine. We can take my pawn too. Yeah. I was thinking too much about taking his pawn. It's not a bad idea. I mean, I got a knight protecting my bishop unintentionally. Obviously. Need to prevent checkmate. I'll attack his bishop. Why not be aggressive, right? Limit his moves at least in the process of it. Alright, he calls check. Obviously, I have one move that I like. Alright. Kid Charlemagne 420. I'm doing okay. I had a rook, I didn't realize it. When I did all that bishop stuff, I was so focused on the wing side. I didn't even realize I had a free rook, basically. Well, not a free rook, but it's always nice to notice small things like that. I almost missed it. So, just so you know, I got kind of lucky there, noticing that. 12 minutes left. I hope I get to finish this game. Okay. What to do? Now I have a weird tactic. Interesting. I can move my bishop to e8, attacking his pawn with my knight and my bishop. Kind of weird, but it's protected by my queen. Let's see. What if he moves his pawn up one? I can call check. King go up one. If I move down, he moves his pawn up one. My knight can go where? Yeah, I think that's fine. Actually, that is perfectly fine. Let's do that. Very weird tactic. But if he plays f6, I think I can manage. f6, queen to d7. Checkmate. Yeah. So you can't play f6 because I can probably do a checkmate. f6, queen to d7, rook takes bishop, queen to f, check, king moves over, takes the rook. You can't take knight because that'll be checkmate. Okay, I might, I'm not sure. If he plays f6, I'm not sure if that's checkmate or not for me. But he has one extra move. He does have one extra move. I'm gonna move it in here. I think I have checkmate here. I thought he was gonna play f6, and then we move over. Maybe he's seen it, that's probably why. But there's nothing he really actually can do to protect himself. Maybe move his king up, I just take it and then... Excuse me. Yeah, I think I have checkmate here no matter what he does. I don't see any defense. Obviously I take his pawn, called check. Let's check. I'll go back to d7. It is not checkmate. I thought it would be. A little sad. But that's okay. attack his queen. I'm just gonna do whatever. If he takes my pawn, gonna move up, attack his bishop, then take the pawn over here. Okay, he does that. I really don't know, because you can call a check. That would be bad for me. Threatened to queen. Oop! I thought I almost resigned by accident. I'm like, no. I gotta hurry up because the time period is 7 minutes. Getting kind of close. Okay. Let's pile in there. Let's pile in there. Let's pile in there. Let's pile in there. What is he gonna do? And I messed up that one checkmate. I did not want to mess up this one either. I think that's pretty much it. So it's a good game. Pause. Alright, that was a good game. Every time I use my wing gambit line that I've been working on, I did pretty well. Even though wasn't the main lines that I've actually already put out there, general ideas, principles, and so forth for enough to do well, even without knowing all the variations or coming up with all the variations. I enjoy myself. I'm gonna upload it. I'm gonna let everybody know it's gonna be on here. 5th place seems pretty well. The only way I will lose out in 5th and go to 6th if Bernopoulos wins his match. I think he'll go to 16 or higher. He's the only one. Is he playing? Yes, he is. Against Michael. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about that. I don't see him beating him at all. So that was a very nice game. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you liked the principles. I hope everybody who played against me would want to watch these videos to see what I was doing and what I was thinking and how I was thinking it and why. My performance is 2264. Very normal for me for tournaments, for my performance be between 21 and 23. I've never had higher than 23. I have had lower than 21. I think my lowest was 17 something, but this is pretty normal. And I think it's because I focus more. I feel like I'm competitive. I'm not just moving pieces around. I need to find a way to constantly be that way. And mentally, I found a few errors that I have in my thinking. So, 4 minutes left. So you can like and subscribe if you want. I would appreciate it if you did. I would appreciate it if you look at my openings and give me some feedback. I had negative feedback so far from some people, no positive. I guess people were upset and saying I should stick with the normal lines, which I find boring, so I'm not going to do. And I think it's very helpful for me, and you obviously see why it's helpful for me. I would not have had, I don't know if I would have won or not, but the kind of victories I had were due to the fact that I understood my lines before anyone else. So by the time my lines become popular, if they become popular, what's going to happen is I would understand them way much more than I do now, and people will understand them somewhat, so I would still have that advantage. So I'm going to wait a little bit just so the tournament can be over, so whoever the winner is, they can see themselves on here as the winner. Coach Chess, Microhold, and Blank. is the only one I play out the group and I lost. Of the top 3. A little curious. 9 games. Oh, it's 10 games actually. The game played 9 instead. Oh, it's not finished, that's why. Okay. I think everybody did pretty well. Wow, he was really putting his work in, man. 19 games. I wonder if he was doing no, he wasn't cutting his time in half. It was no berserk. He was playing pretty fast. Okay, maybe that's why I won against him. Maybe it's because I was really taking my time. 2 minutes left. You can just fast forward 2 minutes if you want to see the winners. I don't have really nothing else really to say. Good game, everybody. I hope you guys enjoy. Excuse me. Rapid 15:10, 3 hours. Very good. Excuse me. You play a lot of games too. I think my mistake was the fact that I played very slow. I only played 7 games. Top guy played 9. He played 8. So it wasn't my games. I didn't win as much as I probably, 19. 8. 11. 12. Most people played more than me. Well, he put himself on hold just like I did, so that I don't know when they did that. Probably because of the time period. So congratulations to the top, well, everyone. Alright. I think it was a good job for everybody. It was a great 88%, 89, 88. I had 86. Warmer had 53, but he played massive games, so definitely got his grind in for sure. Definitely did for sure. Congratulations, everybody. I hope you watched the video of my games if you played me. If you didn't play against me, I hope you watch it just for enjoyment. Alright, like and subscribe.